Thank you, Scarlett. So this story is called The Mitten. And it is about a boy who wanted some snow white mittens and he wanted his grandmother to make it for him. But she was afraid he's going to lose them in the snow, and she warned him about it. And guess what? He went out in the snow, and let's see what happened in the rest of the story. Once there was a boy. Can everybody see? Okay. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop them in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. See, there he is. He's discovered the mitten. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. He was a little afraid the rabbit's going to kick him. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under the wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. Scarlett, can we sit down, please? The mole and the rabbit were bumped and joisted, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles. Does anybody know what prickles are? What does the outside of a hedgehog feel like? It's got little sharp edges to protect it. So it's like little needles on the outside. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog crumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. They were afraid he's going to scratch them with his big nails. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left. But when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. What's the thumb? Like that. Hey, okay. You can come in. We're afraid of you. Come on in. It's okay. We're not going to fight with you. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. Does anybody know what drowsy is? It's sleepy. When you're starting to feel sleepy, that's when you're feeling drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in, and when the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. They were afraid he was going to bite them. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten, all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packing in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? Would you argue with a bear?
No.
I would say, come on, bear, come on in.
I want to argue with Bear
No. Yes, exactly. The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged at many times its size, but Bubba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. She's brave. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. What does scattered mean? It goes everywhere. It's like toys going everywhere. They're scattered across the carpet when you guys play in the morning. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. Do you guys think he was happy to see his mitten? Yeah, because what did his grandmother say? He shouldn't lose his mittens. As he ran to catch his snow white mitten, he saw Bubba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, just like she said. And then she saw he still had his new mittens. You guys think she was happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And there he is. He has his mittens. But what's wrong with this picture? Are they the same size?
No.
No, they're not the same size. Why do you guys think they're not the same size anymore? Evie?
Because everyone just bumped into his mitten.
Yes, and it stretched it out. Okay. Boy called Nicky who wanted some snow white mittens from his grandmother. He wanted her to knit it for him. And yeah, let's see what happens in the story. Can everybody see? Okay. Ready. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. Does that sound like a good idea to have white mittens that's as white as snow?
No.
No.
Then the mitten will be cold, look like the snow, then you step on it.
Yeah. You might stomp on it. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it.
And
But-
step on it.
And you might step on it, exactly, Miriam. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made some.
Oh, fine.
After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So she told him he has to keep track of his mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. You guys think he even noticed that he dropped his mitten?
Oh. Yeah.
You think
No.
he noticed?
No.
You know.
No.
I don't think so. I think he was too busy playing.
Hey.
It's snow. Okay. We got it.
Hey. Hey.
A mole, tired from tunneling around, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size. So he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. You guys think he was a little afraid of the rabbit? His big feet? Yeah, he's like, okay, I will make space for you. Next, a hedgehog came sniffling around. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. What are prickles? Can you guys think of what prickles are?
Yeah.
If you think of a hedgehog, is he soft and smooth? He's a little prickly because he has like little needles to protect himself. So those are prickles. So the other animals were like, I don't know about this. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. So that is his sharp toenails and toes. You think they were a little afraid of him, and so they're like, okay, come on in. This is getting bigger and bigger. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left. But when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumbs up. What is thumbs up? Yeah, does it mean, okay, let's go. We're good to go. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. Does anybody know what drowsy means? It's when you're feeling sleepy. So the fox was getting tired because he saw how cozy it looked. The fox poked his muzzle in when the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth. They gave the fox lots of room. Oh my goodness. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. You guys think there's space for a big bear in there?
No.
I cannot even believe that.
No, I did not believe.
The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? Would you argue with a bear?
No.
No. I'll be like, okay, bear, there's space for you. Yeah. The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged too many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. So the grandmother did a good job knitting. You guys know what knitting is?
Oh.
No? It's when you make sweaters. You knit sweaters. So you make it out of wool. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. That is a very brave little mouse. See what happens next. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. They were scattered, they were falling. You know when you guys have all the blocks in the block center and they go everywhere? Yeah, that's what scattered is. The animals went everywhere, just like the blocks. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. Do you guys think he was glad to see the lost mitten?
Yeah, up there.
Yeah, because he might have gotten in trouble.